All right, guys. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Astrology channel. We're getting ready for the Week 5 season here. It's Friday morning. Wanted to give you guys a quick little ditty here, just something to think about, something to chew on. I'm trying to do a video every day, keep you guys thinking, keep giving you guys information that you're not hearing anywhere else. And that's why one of the tools that I love to use on this channel is astrology. So if you don't understand what this astrology stuff is about, I've done some research on this, and astrology is something I like to use to get an edge on the field when everybody's already grinding on the same information. And so I'm going to give you guys an example of this right now. Something I see happening a lot among fantasy football so-called experts, right, is that, and I respect these guys' opinions. And so when I keep hearing this, I really keep scratching my head thinking, why is everybody so high on Marquise Brown? It just kind of boggles my mind a little bit. I've never been high on Marquise Brown. I kind of look at him as a player who, sure, he has elite speed and sure they're on an explosive offense, but those little jitterbug guys, those guys who are that fast, I find that it can be hard for these guys to get a connection with their quarterback. For whatever it is, for whatever reason that is, I have a harder time trusting these types of players. And so just always kind of my instincts there. I think I'd rather have a big possession kind of guy. I'd rather probably have like a T. Higgins, for example, than a Marquise Brown. And so, great. We got that out of the way. People are still going to really like him. We know he can have explosive weeks. And so, but here's the thing that we noticed. Lamar Jackson has had trouble finding a connection with Marquise Brown. And guess what? The astrology for Marquise Brown and Lamar Jackson is not good. Okay, Lamar Jackson's a Capricorn, and Marquise Brown is a Gemini. Okay, so this is the same combination that Carson Wentz struggled with Nelson Aguilar. Okay, so I'm off on Marquise Brown. Now, what I recommend doing with Marquise Brown, if I was a Marquise Brown owner, which I'm not, but if I was a Marquise Brown owner, I'm stashing this kid until he has that explosive week. And the moment he has that explosive week, sell this guy, okay? Just to give a nice overview of what's going on with that Ravens offense astrologically, Miles Boykin is also a very bad astrological match. He's a Libra, okay? Another earth and air combination, and those really aren't juicy to me. Those are kind of like the worst combinations you want to avoid. So here's an interesting factor, though. By the way, what do you know? Mark Andrews is a fellow Earth sign. Okay, I believe, trying to recall off the top of my head, I believe Andrews is actually a Virgo. So, wow, he really favors Andrews. What do you know? They have a great connection. They have a ton of production. And so Andrews is still, got a great value with Lamar Jackson. Here's an interesting thing that I'm watching. Devin Duvernay. Okay, if you don't know who Devin Duvernay is, an explosive playmaker that is coming out of Texas this year. He's already returned he's returned a kick for a touchdown this year. And he also is a Virgo, okay? And so he is a Virgo that is a further ahead transition than Lamar Jackson. I mean, the chemistry with Devin Duvernay is really good, okay? So don't be surprised if Marquise Brown continues to be super volatile. And Devin Duvernay, by the end of this year, I'm just going to make a bold prediction. Devin Duvernay, by the end of this year, he's starting to get more looks. He's starting to overtake Miles Boykin. by the end of this year, Devin Duvernay is going to be the wide receiver to own on that Baltimore offense. So keep your eye out there, guys. I'm stashing Marquise Brown and selling when he explodes for a nice trade. And then if you want to stash Devin Duvernay now, I think it's a little premature to do so. But by the end of the year, I'll just go ahead and call it. He's going to be the guy to own. Another guy I'm buying really high on this week, he's my start of the week, is Justin Jefferson. Okay? I see people asking, should I start Jefferson this week over, I don't know, Marquise Brown or something silly? Justin Jefferson, I'll make another bold prediction. He's going to be, I think he'll be wide receiver. He'll be in the top 5 production. I don't even know if that's bold. Maybe I should be bolder. He'll be the #1 receiver this week. He's going to have a huge week. And so, obviously, we know he's playing the Seattle Seahawks, and they have the 32nd, the absolute worst passing defense. That backfield is still banged up. Jamal Adams is still expected to be out. Thorpe, I think he was at least limited. Griffin was limited, I believe. And so Seattle's really banged up on the defensive side of the ball. But here's another strategy I want to share with you guys, just to give you guys something a little different I don't ever hear people talk about. Okay, a little trick I've learned over the years. When we're analyzing matchups, people just want to say, okay, he's facing the 32nd worst secondary. But you also want to understand Seattle's running defense. Seattle's got the 5th rated running defense. Their running defense is extremely stout. So it's not only that Seattle's secondary is bad, it's that the running defense is so good, it forces it's going to force Minnesota's hand to pass a lot more this week. So, you know, it'd be a different story if Seattle's running defense was rated 32nd or, you know, somewhere in the back end of the league. Like, oh, yeah, their running defense is 27th. Then we could expect Minnesota is going to still run a lot. But that's not the case. When you have a huge deviation in the defensive passing and the defensive running situation, you have a recipe for a super easy to predict game plan. We know basically Minnesota's going to have to throw the ball, and it's going to be pretty. Okay, so start Justin Jefferson, trade for Justin Jefferson. He's got a super nice schedule. I think the only one I don't like is his week 16, really. And other than that, man, get in. If you can trade Justin Jefferson before this week, after this week, people ain't going to want to let go of Justin Jefferson. So get in there. His astrology is great with Kirk Cousins. And so that's all I have for you guys in this video. Just a couple little tidbits and little strategies and whatnot. I hope you enjoy. Keep asking the questions. I love getting down there in the comments and answering questions. I'll even do a video on a question if I find it to be relevant enough for the whole field. So thank you guys again, and have a great day.